104.1 KRBE.
Let's go.
Good morning. The Roula and Ryan Show.
With Eric.
It's about to get all stupid up in here.
Hey, sleepyhead.
Featuring Special K.
Nobody asked you, Kevin.
And Sam.
You've waited long enough.
How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula.
Macaroni cheese hot dog.
Ryan. I am the worst DJ ever. With Eric.
We're the champions of the world!
104.1 KRBE.
Good
Morning, Houston, Texas. It's Thursday. It's April 17th of 2025, and it's 6:01, almost 6:02 a.m. With Roula, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. Now, depending on what your job is in a school, today is your Friday, because tomorrow's Good Friday, so schools are out. Some schools are even out Monday.
Are all schools out on Friday?
I think Good Friday is...
I know my kids go to like
It's a great question.
I
Catholic
think so.
schools now, so they're off.
Oh, I would
today,
think so, yeah.
Today
Yeah.
till like Tuesday or something.
Yeah, that'd be a
Could be
bad
by
Catholic
Tuesday.
school if they
Yeah.
didn't give you off on Good
It's the
Friday.
biggest week.
Right.
But
Especially
I don't
today,
know
right?
about
Yeah.
HISD.
I think
I'm
I
sure-
think
When
most
was
of the
Ash-
ISDs.
When's Ash Wednesday? Is that
That's
right?
what I was asking
Ash
yesterday.
Wednesday kicks off. You guys are Catholic boys.
I know, but it's
Catholic
been a
boys.
while.
We had this conversation
There's the
yesterday.
Last Supper.
Fat Tuesday happens Mardi Gras, and then
We're
Ash
way past
Wednesday is the
it.
first day of Lent.
Oh,
40 days of
God.
Lent.
Oh, gosh.
The Last Supper is technically today because this is Maundy Thursday. They call it on the church calendar.
Oh.
Well, this is the day of the crucifixion because tomorrow's Good Friday.
So Kevin and I were
Last
born
supper
Catholic.
tonight,
yeah.
and wash their feet. And
But we were born Catholic, and as a kid, Kevin, did you get the ashes put on your forehead?
My mother would have us go to 5:30 Mass, and we would get the ashes, and then we'd have to go to Palm Sunday. That was
Palm
leading
Sunday
up
kicks
to
off
it.
Holy
Yeah,
Week,
so that was
because
last
they
Sunday.
they
Yeah.
burn the palms or something like
That's
that.
palm ash.
We never had them
We
burned.
didn't burn ours.
We just get a palm
And then
made
you
out of
whip
cross.
your friends with it.
Well,
Made into a cross.
Yeah, I loved having the palm leaves because that would give me something to do during Mass because you could turn it into something
Like a
during Mass.
sword.
Yes, a sword or like a pot holder or a cross.
You know how hard
like
it is
said.
to fold that thing into a cross? I've gone with the kids before because they make it like an event for kids to learn how to do
We
that,
did that
kind
in
of get it done.
CCE. You'd make them.
Y'all, I could not. It takes me probably 4 tries before I can actually fold the cross, the palm into a cross. AI. I looked in the Good Friday calendar. I just put Good Friday calendar for who's closed. So according to AI, the overview.
Oh, okay, cool.
yeah, they
It
always do the
says
overview now on Google.
In Houston, Texas, Good Friday is not a state holiday, but many schools are closed. It's not mandatory, but Harris County, which includes Houston, observes it, and most schools in the area will likely be closed. Some schools will also choose to have a makeup day, who might miss it if they don't have the day off for religious observance, because you can't have that held against you.
Okay.
If your school doesn't have it off and you want to take the day off, they don't hold it against you.
Well, that's nice to know.
Yeah.
but they frown upon it. They won't
Do
hold
they?
it, but they'll look at you in a different way.
Nah.
Oh,
No, they won't.
it's like, whatever.
I just remember my mom, because we lived really close to the church. She would take us and we'd do the the ash cross on our forehead
at 5:30 in the morning.
40
like Kev?
days ago. We could have talked
No,
about this
like
the day after.
it would be done in the morning before we went to school, and she's like, "That better still be on your forehead by the time you get home from school."
Yeah, in my church, we don't do ash on the forehead the first day of Lent.
We definitely did ashes on the forehead. I remember in high school, since I went to Catholic high school, that was cool because then we got out of class so we could go to Mass for a little while. So, we'd skip math class
Actually, Eric,
today.
I have a
No
question
science.
for your child because your child goes to Catholic school. Does she have chapel church every single day at her school, or is it like once a week?
I'm not.
Because at
Not
St.
every
Thomas
day.
Episcopal, where I went to school, we had chapel every single day.
Yeah, I don't think
It was
they
like
go to-
second period.
I'm not sure. I know they do like theology class and stuff. I think they do it like every once a week.
So she's learned all the rituals of the Catholic
Yeah.
Church because she's been going there since she was like a kid. Like seems like second grade or something, right? First grade,
Now pre-kindergarten.
pre-K. Wow.
Stand up, sit down, stand up, sit
Yeah.
down.
I'll tell you what, though, it's like muscle memory. You remember it? I went to a Mass
They were never
last year.
baptized though. They're like, so they don't do the
Oh, they can't
There's
receive
only,
communion.
half Muslim, half. I guess I'm Presbyterian, and all the other kids are Catholic. So like when they do all the stuff, they just sit there.
Well, the only thing they
For like
can't
10 years
is they can't receive communion.
Yeah.
Also, they changed some of the rhymes that they do and little sayings that they do. I haven't, because of course I haven't been to church in a long
Rhymes.
time.
What is that, like church poetry? What do you say?
It's pretty similar to like when I was a kid. I hadn't been in many years, and then I went last year, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I remember." You know when to kneel, when to stand.
I know, but they
sit.
changed up some of the things. Like, whoa, well, that's not how we used to say it. Like, whoa, you're ending this differently than I know.
That means you need to get back.
Oh, is that
More
right?
often.
Yeah, in my church, I always say this is the Olympics of church for this is Church Week, and Holy Week is Olympics of Church. So my mom Thank God for streaming, y'all, because you can't make it if you have any kind of church guilties just because you want to enjoy that, or at least I can stream it. And so tonight is a long service. My daughter has a volleyball game, so from the volleyball game we'll go. And when I was, actually I have to say, when I was like 12 or 13, I really understood what this service was about, and I really liked it. So I really look forward to the Thursday service. I just now got to gear up because it's a longer service than a normal service. And then Friday also is Good Friday, and then and I think, I don't know how many people do this. I don't know if Catholic Church does this, but Saturday night is like resurrection, like into Sunday, because the church service starts at 11 p.m. Goes into midnight, which is resurrection. So you can choose to go Saturday night church and have Happy Easter after midnight, or you can do Sunday morning church.
We could do that with Christmas. You had midnight mass that you could go to,
Right,
and
but then-
that was so much better because then, one of the drawbacks as a kid, you get all these awesome new toys. You're underneath the Christmas tree, and they're like, "Okay, kids, get a shower. We got to get dressed up, go to church." So it'd be so much
On
better
Christmas morning, you mean?
on Christmas
You're just
morning.
thinking about your toys while you're in church.
Of course, of course.
But you know someone's going to steal them.
So it'd be a treat if we got to go to midnight mass. That meant we get to stay and play with our toys all morning.
And if you don't observe any of these, you could just observe the day off. You could just enjoy the day off.
That's the same.
Yeah.
Same
Maybe
what
your
I'm gonna do.
family's coming into town. I mean, I believe in God. I just don't go to
Hey,
church
look.
or anything like that. But whenever I
Personal
used
choice.
to go to church, and my mom and my dad go to church, because I grew up going to church, we're Lutheran. My dad wouldn't go up for communion. He'd be like, "Okay, just bring me back a sandwich." Every single
Such a
time.
dad.
It's
Why
such
is it a
dad.
sandwich? Not
That's
just
what
even like a
he
piece of
said.
bread?
No,
it's just a
because
joke.
It's just a joke.
Going up to
okay.
get a
Because you're
little
going up
bread.
to get
Yeah,
communion
yeah.
and bread and stuff. He's like, "Yeah, just bring me back a
You
sandwich."
should have brought you some peanut butter.
The
Hey,
one
when you
time
get up
I
there.
made a sandwich in my purse and I brought it back to him, just because that was his
Throw
line
it on
for
him?
everything. Yeah, because we went for all of like the special holidays.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I went every single Sunday with my mom, but and my older brother. But then my dad only went for special holidays, so he would always say that, "Bring me back a sandwich." Once we went,
Look at this person. Yes, all in caps. Hey, leave us out tomorrow and Monday. All in caps. We are happy. So it's a long weekend for a lot of people if you have Friday and Monday off, which is great. So I hope you can have fun doing that. Easter ham. That's like Eric calls them death hams when somebody passes away. People bring a ham. I just know it as the Easter ham because that's like the traditional food, right? Is that
Yeah.
the thing?
Are you doing ham commercials?
yeah, honey baked ham. Go
Nice.
check them out. I
Sweet.
love them.
On my algorithm for my Instagram, it's all about ham recipes, but I'm Greek. It's
You
all
don't
about
do-
lamb, not ham.
Oh, see, and I have
It's the
ham.
lamb.
I have ham that I'll be doing.
I mean, if I
on
had to choose,
Sunday.
I'd pick ham over
Wait,
lamb.
I'm coming over on Saturday. There better be some ham on Saturday.
There's
Now,
not
what would you pick?
Saturday on my. I'm having a
You better-
baby shower
you better
on
get some
Saturday.
ham slices
It's
up
pizza
there.
on Saturday.
Would you rather have pizza?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
pizza and beer. That's my baby sprinkle.
I've been hearing these commercials for this ham for
You
the
can
last
come over
2
for
weeks.
Easter
She's saving
on
that for Sunday.
Yeah, come over
Lord.
for Sunday.
Now, would you prefer turkey or ham? What's better to you?
ham?
Ham.
No, I like
Really?
turkey, but I wouldn't eat that on Easter.
I'd rather
I wouldn't do turkey on Easter.
No, does
You have to
anybody do turkey
ham
on Easter?
and deviled eggs.
And why ham?
yeah,
Why was
definitely.
ham the choice? Why not rabbit? Oh no!
Now,
oh my gosh, Rula!
People eat rabbit. I don't know.
You got the
That is
Easter bunny.
Oh my God,
I
Easter
know.
is 420.
Yeah. You
Taylor's
can
really
come
going to
over,
celebrate.
Hang out with Mama G with the munchies.
We're gonna smoke that ham.
Y'all, look at this. Look at this real quick. I can't eat anything. Look what happened last night. I'm sitting on the couch.
Ew, why'd you bring it in
I
medical
have to
waste?
take it to the dentist. I'm sitting there on the couch. I'm sitting on the couch, and all of a sudden I hear this crunch, and I'm like, "What the hell?" And my molar fell out, like broken.
Is
half
it the
and
same
fell
one
out.
that you broke on the cobblestones on Puerto Vallarta?
No,
That was a different
it was.
one.
I broke it when I was hiking this last
It's a
weekend.
different one. All your teeth are cracking
my
on account
I
of
know.
that
I'm
vape.
like Eric. What do you say that character is in the M Night?
Mr. Glass.
I'm Mr. Glass. All my bones are breaking.
Not
You're
your
not
bones,
making
just
it
your teeth.
fun for wanting to get old. I don't want to get.
It's not about getting old. It's about.
You're falling apart.
Here's what happened. You do 100.
Your teeth are falling out.
I know, but when you do 100 plus radiation treatments, it weakens your bones, like your bone density. So I'm supposed to take all these different types of pills that I
You're not
didn't,
taking them.
And you're not
didn't take
taking
them all. No,
You need
They're like
calcium and
horse pills.
fluoride. Are you drinking enough of that Houston fluoride water?
Fluoride's probably what got me the
Fluoride
cancer.
water. Well, let's get this show rolling. You know, today is Thursday, which means after 7:00, we're going to test somebody's relationship with roses. But coming up next, we're going to do Celebrity Scoop, where the big list came out yesterday of the Times 100 most influential people. None of us in the room were on that list.
Then the list is correct.
The If they had a list for least influential, I'd be on
If
that.
we were on this list, then we would know it's all BS.
By the way, I saw the weather, y'all, and all next week is rain. It kicks off on Sunday. I just hope that's like going to be one of those fake out rain days. Like we've had such nice weather. We're gonna have nice weather today,
It's
tomorrow.
been amazing this whole week.
It's been great, but then
Amazing.
Sunday it says all the rain is coming, and I realize
It rains Friday and Saturday.
But maybe it'll wash all that pollen away. That would be nice.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, I already made my children wash down the whole
or after
patio.
like Sunday morning.
Yeah.
Because if we're doing the Easter egg hunt
Easter egg
outside.
hunt.
I have PTSD with rain and Rockets basketball. That
Wow.
one year,
Oh my
remember?
gosh.
Oh, you were stuck in there? Wait, was that
thank
Harvey?
God I wasn't there, but just all those people were stuck at the game.
Was it Harvey night?
No, that was like the tax floods that year. Remember how every year there's a
can't
flood?
remember.
There's like a flood
There's
every
so
year.
many,
Yeah.
Eric. I
Yeah,
remember
tax
when
flood.
people were stuck in the Toyota
It was like
Center, but I
15,
don't remember which
16,
storm
and
that
we
was.
got like 3 years in a row we got hit.
So
It was like 16.
it
was
wasn't
Dwight
around
Howard.
Easter time, though.
It was like May.
Interesting.
Around this time, though, when basketball started, because Dwight Howard, now they had to stay with the fans.
Oh.
They kept like 5,000 fans there because they couldn't get out
Wow.
because it was freaking nuts.
That's like the end of that movie, The Batman, with Rob Pattinson. You know, they're all into sports arena.
you're right.
It's just
That's probably
like
where they
that.
got it from.
I must have fallen asleep during that part. I fell asleep during
That was the end. It was the climax of the movie.
Yeah, if you're tired
Yeah,
and you
I was
watch that
falling
movie,
asleep.
you'll fall asleep.
because it's so dark. Like not dark, like oh my, it's like dark, like literally the lighting, not macabre.
It's a dimly
but like
lit
dark
film.
Yes,
Yep.
it's very dimly lit. Here's your weather for today.
All right, it is going to be partly cloudy. A lot of clouds, actually, but it is going to be warm. It's going to be in mid 80s, around 86. Right now, 68 degrees and 612 on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
And all things Hollywood. Celebrity Scoop on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRBE.
It's brought to you by Taquerias Arandas. And don't forget, at 8:20, we're going to give you new clues where you can find our KRBE bunnies for the KRBE egg hunt. We have all kinds of fun things to give out, like food gift cards for like places like El Tiempo, or you know, you can get like an Echo Dot. You can get just gas cards.
Concert
you can
tickets.
get Moody Gardens overnight stays.
All kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. So 8:20 this morning, you'll find out where the KRBE
say,
bunnies are.
Do you want the envelope or what's in Ahmad's pocket?
Now, this isn't Let's Make a Deal.
You want
pocket
$5 or what's in the bag?
You don't know what's in it?
Oh, which, by the way, I forgot to tell
Oh,
you.
yeah, I used to do that bit.
Yeah, $5 or what's in the bag.
My daughter's going to be on Let's Make a Deal, she says. Like
She a contestant?
they approached her to be a contestant. Yeah.
What's her costume going to be?
I don't know.
Little
She doesn't
baby
know when
chick?
she doesn't know when it's going to
Half-hatched
be.
baby chick?
But
Would it
I
be
was
funny if she
talking-
puts it in her resume and then she gets up there and acts like a Southern Belle or something?
Oh yeah.
Like you're doing a character?
Well, I never
Or
even
sings
realized
only.
that so many of the people, the contestants you see on game shows are actors and actresses.
Well, they got nothing to do all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
they need to fill the audience with
She's
something.
like, Dad, I got approved. I'm going to be on Let's Make a Deal.
Wayne
I
Brady.
don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not. But
No, it used to be in
But when
Vegas. They must have moved it.
Yeah, when is it supposed to air? Because if she hasn't even filmed it yet, then
Oh,
it's
no,
gonna be
she
like
doesn't
6
know.
months
She
down
doesn't
the
know.
line.
She's like on standby right now.
When I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, I think I filmed that like, let's say it was April, and it did not air until like that next November or December.
Really?
And you never got the prize until they aired it.
Yeah,
Is that how it
crazy.
works?
It used to be that way.
When I was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire,
Anyone been on a
y'all-
game show?
Anybody,
Oh, no,
anybody
that's an
listening
inside
who's
joke.
been on a game show, y'all can text us at 37530. I've been on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire.
always
Kevin's
liked
been on
doing
Price
that.
is Right.
Yeah, I'm Bar Rescue.
Bart, well, is that really a game
That's
show?
not a game.
That's
No,
a reality
that's a
show.
reality show.
My mom was also on Let's Make a Deal.
Oh, was she
Really?
really? What was her costume?
What?
I think she was a hot dog or something
Was
like
she with
that.
the original guy, that Money Hall?
Money Hall?
Yes. Yeah, because it was
I never
the
understood that
90s.
show.
Did you see that
so fun.
I don't
Wink
know why they
Martindale
always dress
died?
I didn't know he was alive still, man.
I didn't even know who the hell that is.
Yeah,
And
he's like a
he-
70s
he's-
game show host
He was,
guy.
yeah, he was
I
on.
know Bob Eubanks.
They had him on Howard
He died
Stern
too, I think.
saying a bunch of dirty things.
The Love
Like
Connection guy, he died
Chuck
too.
Woolery.
Chuck Woolery, 2 and 2.
I could never say his name.
Chuck Woolery.
Woolery. He also was the host of a show called Greed. And I remember that basically is every game show, but you get an amount of money and then say, okay, are you good with this amount? Or do you want to try and go for more because of greed?
That's kind of like Deal or No Deal.
It's like that game I want to do on the radio. Remember the people call
$5
in?
or what's in the bag?
Yeah, I don't want to do that one. The one where they call in and they have to split it or
Steal or split? Split or
Yeah.
steal or steal or split?
Like you get the people on the phone and then you ask them off the air, what do you want to do? Because if you split it, then you each get to share the $1,000.
It's a guarantee.
But if you say steal, then you get it, another person doesn't.
What if
Get
they both
anything.
say steal?
I forget what happens.
Then you got to split it.
I think then you both lose.
Is there a flaw in the system?
Yeah, you both lose.
If you both say steal,
They
you both
both-
So if
lose.
you can say steal, you can be greedy, but then if the other person said steal as well, you both lost $1,000.
Oh,
But
I
if you
think
talk,
that's
but
a
then you
great
talk on the
idea.
radio, you talk like, oh yeah, I could really use. Yeah, we should do it. We should team up. Split the
Manipulation.
$1,000. Then
And lying.
you screw them over.
The
Manipulation. and
great
lies.
radio heist.
Ah. Okay, so 2025's Time 100 was released yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
It is the annual list of the 100 most influential people in the world. Some names you might not recognize, others you do.
Okay.
When it comes to like basic entertainment, we could go with names that you'll know. Scarlett Johansson's in there. Ed Sheeran's in there. Hosier. Daniel Day Kim from Lost. What is he doing right now?
Was he on Hawaii Five-0?
Like, what's
Yeah.
the definition here of influential? And
Influential
Like-
person is somebody whose example, talent, or discoveries transform the world we live in, or their ideas.
I don't know.
see, I
about
don't see
that.
how any of
And
them.
if we don't
talent.
even know them, how are they on this list?
Well, Daniel Day Kim is from a show called Lost and Hawaii Five-0, but if you didn't watch either one of those series, you
Right.
wouldn't really know
Not
him.
influenced.
Unless he's doing something. Maybe he's doing something like putting wells in, in Africa.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we don't know about.
Right.
But I thought it meant like influential within the entertainment industry. Like, you know.
No, because it's more than entertainment on this list. It's
okay.
a bunch of different
Mr. Beast, like-
titans and pioneers and innovators.
Mr. Beast is an influencer, that's for sure.
But he did stuff with wells in
Jimmy Donaldson.
other countries and stuff. Helped
Right.
give them water.
Snoop Dogg's on the list. He's actually going to host the show. They're going to do a special on May the 4th, Be With You. May 4 on ABC. He and Ed Sheeran and Miles Smith will be part of that when they reveal the influential list and have interviews with all the people on the list. Ed Sheeran and Miles Smith will sing. Miles Smith is on the list. Nikki Glazer's on the list, Eric, one of your
Nikki-
favorites.
I like her.
Snoop Dogg, I already mentioned. Lauren Michaels is on the list as a titan.
Yeah, he should be, because look what
50
he's done
years
for
of
comedy.
SNL.
Yeah.
I mean, all the comedy, all the movies that we've seen.
All the people he's discovered.
Yeah.
And all the people he's pushed down so we wouldn't.
Which is funny because he has
Discover.
no personality. I think the guy's so, like, just dry
Well,
as
Dr.
toast.
Evil is based on him. Mike Myers in the Austin Powers series,
What?
he based Dr. Evil on Lauren Michaels.
I think that's giving him too much. Dr. Evil at least was entertaining.
No, I mean like the cadence of his
But
voice.
think about it, Eric. We've known people in radio in the industry who can't do what we do on the air, but behind the scenes they are revered for their innovation or ideas or talent, or people think they're just
just
like
like a
so
coach.
amazing, but they can't do the on-air product.
I think he tried doing comedy and stand-up and stuff. Just knew he wasn't good at it.
Mark Zuckerberg's on the list for Titan. Serena Williams is on the list for Titan. Blake Lively is also on the list for Titan.
Uh-oh.
A Titan is like, think of like Lauren Michaels as a Titan of like what he's
A
done
Titan
for
of
NBC,
industry,
a Titan of
you know.
industry, like
Oh.
A
you're like
master.
the big dog, like
Got
you're
it,
like
got
the
it, got it.
person that
Thank
like
you.
made all these things happen.
They've probably been on the list a billion times.
But why Blake Lively?
Yeah, she's not doing well on social media.
No.
Image
She's
wise,
Like
destroyed.
she just had some movie come out this week, a trailer, and people were bashing it. They took the comments off.
What is
Does
it
it
they
turn
don't
out?
like
That's
about
bad.
well,
Blake?
because she's embroiled in that huge lawsuit, sexual harassment lawsuit with Justin Baldoni over
Oh,
that
yeah.
show they did,
Yeah,
the
it
movie
looks like
they
she
did.
was like, I guess last I read, he's really nice, and she took advantage of that to get control of the movie because he was directing it.
Yeah, this is such a he said, she said
It's
story.
totally-
You can't even tell which side to even want to be on.
The problem is a lot of us
'Cause you know
base
what's
our
true.
opinions on their personality from the characters that they portray, who are nothing like them in
But
real
Ryan
life.
Reynolds, you think he's such a great guy, but then you realize he probably has a lot of power, so he can probably swing it around and
Yeah.
protect his wife, and they think they're hot crap.
I
Look at me,
on,
we're
Jack.
hanging out with Taylor Swift every night. We're all besties.
But that's when you're a celebrity, that's your world. Look at John Krasinski and Jimmy Kimmel
Yeah,
and
but
Jennifer
still,
Aniston.
she
They're
feel
all
bad.
celebrities and they're all friends together.
But you
That's
don't-
their
You
hangout.
have to be mean.
No.
Well, who
Right.
says? I don't know. I mean, I'm
Ryan
not saying
Reynolds.
you don't have to be mean. I'm saying I don't know if they're mean. That's why I'm saying this is such a volatile story. I can't even pick a side or make a comment because I don't know what the hell's happening.
But see, here's
It's
what
so
happens
confusing.
with people. This is something I learned in therapy because I would jump to these negative conclusions all the time. When we don't have all the information in front of us, we fill in the blanks with things that are not necessarily positive. And that's how this happens, where people start getting a bad image of
Something
somebody.
happened with those two.
Something. I'm not sure what. All right, back to the list of the 100 most influential. Demi Moore is on that list. She says that she had that feeling that she was not going to win the Oscar the day of the Oscars, even though everything was pointing to her. And they had her right in the middle of the front row, ready to come up for that Oscar
Trust
after
her
all
gut.
these years.
That sucks.
And she said that she was fine with it. She had
Okay.
said in her mind, if it doesn't go my way, it's going to go her way. What's her name again from Honora? Mikey
Oh, Mikey.
Madsen? No.
Yeah, it's like two M's.
Why
No,
am I having a
it's not
brain
the name.
fart on her?
There's one guy named Mikey from SNL, Mikey Day.
Not
So
him.
Mikey Madison, I think, right?
Right.
Don't know
hope
that.
So God, why am I having a brain
think
fart
that's her
on
name.
her? It's like, hey, who won the Super Bowl? Go.
Yeah, you kind of forget.
You're like-
it's like
She said that she just had a feeling that it wasn't going to go her way and it was going to go Mikey's way, and she was totally fine with it when it didn't go her way.
she'll do some other movie now. Now that she's got the bug to do
Yeah.
Totally.
What
artsy
they do
fartsy
is
movies.
you do the artsy fartsy, it gets you back elevated into A-lister, and then you can do your big popcorn.
I don't think
movie.
she wants that anymore because she had it.
She doesn't want that.
She wants to be. She wants that Oscar.
Hey, look at
I'm an
that, Eric.
actor.
Somebody said I lived in New York City for 11 years, and I was on Cash Cab.
Oh,
Who
yeah.
listening's been on a talk show? 833. I mean, on a game show.
See, behind the
833-390 KRVE.
People are new to the
How
show.
much did you win?
Roula has years. I was almost
Since
20 years
2003.
ago.
That was my first
2003.
time I
Yeah.
had the idea. I said
Who's
there's
been on the
so
game
many
show?
people that listen to this show and live in this city and have traveled everywhere.
And it failed, so
There's
we just make a
bound
joke.
to be somebody listening who was on a game show, and I'm curious which game show.
I don't know
Did
if
you
it
win anything?
necessarily failed, Eric.
No, it
Sometimes you-
failed. That's why we made.
That's why the
bit out
joke
of it.
is
Oh,
because
I'm
we
just
tried it 3
saying-
times and nobody called.
Sometimes
yeah.
you can have a great idea, it just doesn't print for some reason on that particular day.
No,
didn't.
it failed.
We tried 3 times.
I'm trying to be nice.
Look at this person. My cousins were on Double Dare as kids. That is amazing.
I'm jealous of that.
And my other cousin took her grandpa on The Price is Right. Ooh, look at that.
If you could have been on any game show, and Roll, I know you're on Millionaire. If you could have been on any
Mm-hmm.
game show you wanted, all of you guys, what would be your favorite game show to be a
I
contestant
like
on?
that card
Where you think
sharks
you could
one
slay it?
with those cards. They flip them
Oh, yeah.
high low. You just go high low.
Yeah.
It's easy.
So card sharks
Wheel
for
of
you.
Fortune, I'd look stupid. Jeopardy, I'd look stupid.
Jeopardy, I'd lose like instantly.
Oh, my gosh.
I
I would not
would
do
not
well.
get
You know
a
how
single
smart
answer.
I feel if I know like 3 in a row on Jeopardy? I feel like I should have gone to Harvard. If I get 3 in a row, I'm like, oh
I
my
think
God.
Jeopardy used to
I
be
should have
so
gone to
hard.
Harvard. I got 3 Jeopardy in a row.
Rula would kill it on Price is Right.
I don't know if I would. I think my nerves would take over because
No,
now
shop
I don't
a
know.
lot.
I don't know car prices anymore the way they do the cars. You have to really watch Prices Right to see what their price range usually is.
Kev, do you have a show?
I'm still wanting to be on Double Dare, even though I almost got on Prices Right.
Double Dare would be cool.
Double Dare seems so cool, but Mark has to be the host.
Okay, you know it came to Smart
Mark
Financial
Summers.
Center. Mark Summers. Mark Summers
Yeah.
brought it to Smart
That's so
Financial Center.
cool.
And we were doing an ad campaign with it, and I got to go to the show. And it was before the show happened that day. I had to go there I think it was like at 4 p.m. or something. I don't know. And I was with my kids and my niece, and they let us run the course on the
awesome.
stage.
Was
You know
the
that-
slime out there?
but
Was
yeah,
the stuff
There-
in the
no
nose?
slime, no slime. Thank
See, I want
God.
to get dirty.
But you know the giant nose you got to pick the
You
flag
gotta
out
pick
of,
the- yeah.
or you got to roll down
Pick
that
a big
thing.
nose?
Yes,
Yeah,
it had
Double
boogers
Dare
in it.
was amazing.
Ew.
Double Dare had like simple, basic trivia questions. You get points, and if you'd say, what's that? What was the phrase? Something challenge. Something
I
challenge.
challenge you.
Dare.
Yeah,
I
I dare
challenge
you.
Yeah, I
I
dare
double
you.
dare you.
Well, that
Yeah,
makes
that's why it's called
sense.
Double Dare.
Double Dare.
But there was
It's funny because Sam and Ryan don't have no idea about this show.
No, I never watched
They're
it.
like, this is your worlds. But it's right in our
Totally.
wheelhouse.
What's that thing where you would run in like
Physical
the water
challenge,
and
that's
you
what it
get
was.
like knocked out?
Oh, Wipeout.
That was Wipeout.
That's probably the only show I do.
brought
Okay, I
Wipeout
met
back.
somebody that listens to our
Many
show,
times.
Sam, that
And
was
they
on
broke their
Wipeout.
bodies?
Yes,
Yeah.
100%. He said it's
get
like
hurt.
the worst, and you don't get paid.
I'm
and they don't
sure.
pay for you to stay anywhere. It's all on you. If you want to be on that show, hey, come be over here, and we're gonna break you in half almost, and then let's have a laugh on TV.
Before
like-
Baby, I would definitely do that.
They used to
show.
have tons of game shows during the afternoon or
Oh,
middays,
yeah.
like 10, 11.
Yeah.
And they've all disappeared.
We'll take the physical challenge. That's what it was.
I think Price is Right. It's like the only one that's
Yeah.
still around.
Price is
Still
Right
there.
has been
during the
a
morning.
solid. In the
'Cause
morning, yes.
There would be like 2 hours of games, and then there'd be soap operas.
My kids weren't feeling good yesterday, and they were home. And I told them in the past too. I said, when you're at home when you're a kid, there's no streaming. When we were kids, so everyone knew The Price is Right.
We should
Because
do
The
that.
Price is Right, and you'd watch I Dream of
Everyone.
Jeannie or some kind of old rerun that they play on Channel 39.
like
the
if-
Munsters.
Let's think of things that disappeared the last, like, we'll just say 20 years.
And gradually disappeared.
We'll say-
You didn't even realize
Let's say
they
since
disappeared.
2000.
Okay.
It's 2025. Last 25 years.
25 years
what's
was
disappeared?
2000. Yo, 2000 was 25 years ago.
God, that's unbelievable.
Nuts.
So we say, oh, that's like 50 years ago. Yeah, that was like the 70s, 80s.
Yep. That's crazy.
Think of things. That's crazy.
People
Think
are
of things
crazy.
that gradually disappeared. I bet we're going to throw some products your way. You're like,
people
oh my
are
God, that's
crazy.
gone? I can't buy that
Yeah.
anymore?
Like, I know you're cheap. If I go to your house, I see a square TV.
A square one?
You
What
mean
do
like a tube television?
Yeah.
They don't make them anymore. They made them in like decades.
I mean,
That's what I said. I
That's
know you're
vintage.
cheap.
Right.
If you have
that's not cheap. You must be using that as a museum piece.
Some people just can
We'll
still
go
use
over
it.
that list next on the Rule and Ryan Show with Eric.
The bell.
104.1 KRVE. I love it.
Back to Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
Okay, friends, there are a lot of products that have come and gone from store shelves or online shopping that gradually kind of like faded out into the background like Homer Simpson into the bushes.
Yeah, but sometimes it's not just even products.
true.
It's things like technology will make other things obsolete. Like do you remember like driving in a grocery store parking lot and you'd see like a little photomat booth? Remember those things?
You're going real
Yeah,
back.
yeah,
back then, but
absolutely. No, we had one of
Like,
those.
even
Yeah.
in Back to the Future,
yeah.
you know?
I saw a
like
Fast
a little
Time.
hut.
Yeah, the little hut thing.
Yeah,
The little
yeah.
hut.
Would be in the middle.
Now
Drop
it's the
your
water
film off.
windmill. Have you seen the water windmill, Sam? Where you can
Yes.
get the water in the giant jugs?
Yes.
Imagine that.
Yeah.
But it was a little kiosk
I forgot about that.
size,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a person in there, and you would drop off your film from your camera.
I think that was kind of
Kodak.
gone. That was gone more
Probably
40
by-
years ago.
Yeah, 40 years ago.
You think?
I never saw
no,
it
it
in
was in Back
2000s.
to, it was
Late
in Back to the
90s.
Future. That's what reminded me of that.
That wasn't Back to the
That's-
Future?
Yeah,
Back to
because
the Future's 85.
yeah, but remember in the DeLorean it takes off and the terrorists are chasing him and then they crash into a photo
Oh, yeah.
in the middle.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
realize
it's
that.
more of the 80s. But
Yeah.
speaking of that, malls
Malls are going
kind of
bye-bye.
like,
Yeah.
in,
The place to be on Saturday ain't the mall anymore.
you got gallerias type stuff here, but like in your regular town.
My
Yes.
hometown, yeah, the big mall closed.
The whole
Harrisburg-
thing?
Like Harrisburg Mall. Yeah,
Wow.
it's real ghetto now.
Well, there are a
Sad.
lot of malls in our area that have shut down, or they're half vacant, or they're half empty, or they're getting
There's that one on the corner of
repositioned
290 and
somehow.
610. Is that Northwest Mall? That's been
That's
gone
been
for
gone
like
for
20
30
When I was in
years.
San Antonio, there's some nice mall over there by Six Flags. Yes, but it's outside mall. Like it had Tiffany, it had all
Oh,
those.
it's like the premier
see,
outlets.
Oh, those
That
are
is
cool.
the
it's all, I
concept.
mean, it's like it's basically Galleria, but it's
Outside.
It's outdoor. I'm thinking, man,
Or
on
like
a rainy
an outlet
day, or
vibe.
Yeah, we've got the
But
outlets
it's
on
out-
but
290.
it's not outlet. It's
So
all
like Rice Village vibe,
yeah,
where
but,
everything's outside.
yeah. But I'm like,
The
man, that
River
just
Oaks
seems
District is
weird.
like that.
I like that, but yeah, if it's raining, it's like, well, we're definitely not going there.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's something very interesting I noticed 2 days ago. It's on this list, and I didn't think to bring it up until just now because it's on the list. When I walked into the grocery store, you know, there's a Randall's right here.
Yes.
Gessner or Westheimer.
Uh-huh. When you walk into that part where the carts are, they have like some kind of claw toy machine, and there's like a rack there I never paid attention to before, and they have yellow pages there. Do you know what the yellow pages
They still
are,
make
Sam?
those?
Phone
That's
book?
funny. Yeah, phone book.
Yes, but when we were kids, because there was no Google, the yellow pages were really thick. That was your fake booster seat in your house.
Yeah.
If you were a small
That's
kid,
like,
you'd sit on
that's how you
that.
get a haircut. Your mom would put you on that.
Yeah,
on
or
the
like in
yellow
my
pages.
family, we'd stack two of them and we'd sit there because we were too small for the chair, or yeah, too small for the big chairs. So that does exist. I actually picked it up. It's only about like it's like a quarter the size of what it used to be, but it does exist.
I want something to last
at the
like-
front of the grocery
I'll
store.
say the last like 5-8 years cash.
Okay.
People don't have cash on them like they used to.
I don't care, cash.
So what are
Somebody
thieves
Like,
doing?
I know when
When
thieves-
a thief
offer-
wants to rob you and say, "Give me all your money," what's the percentage now for the thieves to hear back? I don't have anything on me.
Do you have a
Yeah,
QR
like
code,
we
dude?
don't.
Literally.
I'll Venmo you. Venmo me now.
Right.
I got nothing. All right. So everyday life stuff that has disappeared. I mentioned the phone books or yellow pages. Google made those extinct. Mail order catalogs. There are catalogs that
gonna
will
say
still
mail
come in
order
your
bride.
mail.
No, they're still around.
I
I'm
still get
the
them in
brides
my
are still
mail.
around, not the catalogs. Depending on where you shop,
Yes.
especially over the holidays, if I pick something random, like I saw an Instagram ad for something, or I don't know, because you get bombarded with those ads of like personalized things, and I'll get like I guess it's called the catalog. That's
Yes.
the best way I can describe it. It's
Yeah.
like a magazine, but it's
Yep.
their catalog.
Yep.
That comes to the mail still. But the
about
big
coupons?
fat catalog's gone.
When you go to the store,
Physical paper coupons. Or
I
coupons.
remember that machine was cool. When that machine, you pull the coupon out and a new coupon.
They
was-
used to have them in the aisle,
And
an
then your mom
instant
got
coupon.
so mad.
Did
She'd
she
pull
pull
like
them?
10
All
of
of
them,
them?
and then she'd be like, just put them back on the shelf.
But
You
yes,
have to like
yes.
put them right back.
But now it's like you have to
Yeah.
use their. Do you have our app?
Yeah.
Everybody wants
Oh,
your
is that
app.
how it
yeah, I
works?
know.
You load them onto the app and scan the coupon
The
there.
grocery stores still do the double, like you get your receipt and then they have the other one that's like a coupon that prints out as well.
They do that still,
You get
right?
your receipt. At a lot of
At
grocery
HEB,
stores.
they all just have the yellow hanging tag everywhere. Just yank the tag and use that coupon. Okay, other things that have gradually disappeared. Playgrounds at fast food restaurants.
It's a liability. They don't want to. They don't want to get
Gradually
sued, so they get rid of them.
disappearing.
Did anyone besides McDonald's do that?
Chick-fil-A.
Oh yeah, Chick-fil-A did
Chick-fil-A
have
had
that.
them. I want
Like
to say maybe
Whataburger,
some
I don't remember them
Wendy's.
ever
No,
doing it.
Wendy's had
Didn't
the
Burger King
sunroom.
have it?
I think Burger King may have had one.
Did they have one? I don't.
They say they're too risky, they're too dirty,
Yeah, insurance has to be.
and they're just
Phenomenal, yeah.
Did you get your head stuck in one?
I got stuck inside the
Big Mac
the
jail
things
thing?
I've been stuck inside.
head
I
Stuck
did.
in
I
the-
got my head stuck in the gates at school, but I also got stuck inside the McDonald's playground. Had this. I remember it was navy. I think it looked like a hamburger with like a
there's the
tunnel.
cop.
He was the cop.
The cop.
He was the quarter
And you,
pounder
and you
cop.
go up the little ladder inside and think of like the roundness of a burger, but it's open so you can
He
breathe.
had bars like teeth.
Right.
Yeah.
And you kind of are supposed to go around it and come back down. Well, I got stuck like a
but
Augustus
this-
gloop
These
in the
phones that we
tube.
have, they destroyed everything from iPods to MP3
They took
players
everything
to
out.
That's on the list.
cameras. They took everything out.
Floppy disks, USB sticks, those are gradually disappearing. Desktop computers, digital cameras, but now the kids are bringing those back.
I got a
That's
drawer
cool.
for those little sticks. You know, the USB sticks with the data on them.
Oh yeah. People need to keep. Somebody just threw their Square TV out. They text us when we were talking about Square TV.
A tube TV.
To the
Those
texter
TV.
that threw that out, were you actually using it, or you threw it out because it's been sitting there
Or because we shamed
15
you.
years?
But do they
They just threw
even
it out
work?
just now when we made
She
fun
said
of
it
you.
worked. They said it worked.
But how does it
wow.
work? Because remember when analog went away and all TVs went digital?
Yeah, get the antennas though. That's also going away. It says here, the rabbit ears or the antennas.
Well, now you have a digital antenna. I have a digital antenna.
Really?
For HD, because that's how the news broadcasts now.
So it's like a Wi-Fi boost?
It's free.
I don't.
Right?
Well, I mean, it's over the air TV, but it's digital. So I get sometimes it used to be static screen, but now it pixelates instead.
Oh. Like
And-
it's tiling?
Yeah, but it's free, so I can watch all of our local channels for free. And each one of our local channels has 3 hidden channels underneath of it where you can watch Gilligan's Island and the Munsters.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's
And-
like their HD channels?
Yeah,
You know,
it's
Pluto
HD3.
TV has an entire library of all the channels of, and you think of a show you watch when
Tubi.
you're a kid. Pluto TV has an entire channel of that all in repeats.
Probably the
The
old
whole
stuff, they
thing.
probably have to pay residuals.
Which to me doesn't make sense because those shows are targeted for really senior citizens who don't understand technology.
yeah, but
It's just
a
an-
parent
it's
can
just
put it on
Tubi.
for them.
Yeah, it's on your.
Put you
I
on
mean,
there,
a
then-
kid could put it on for the parent.
I mean, like a parent
adult
for the grand,
child.
an
Yeah.
adult child could put that on for their,
their
mom
parent.
and dad.
Or we are adults, and you grew up watching the Munsters. You know how to turn on
Maybe-
Pluto TV.
Maybe you want to watch it. Just
Yeah.
go. What was this like? Oh man, this sucked.
Darn.
It's time for What's Going Down in H-Town on the Roula and Ryan Show with Eric.
104.1 KRB.
Wait, Ryan! Breaking news. This is gonna be the theme through the whole show. We have a listener who won $15,000 on the Wheel of Fortune in a trip to Africa.
Oh, nice.
wow.
Did
Keep
you
the
go?
text coming if you were in a game show and you won something.
Did you go on the trip?
Yeah, I'd like to know that. Okay.
Rula
no,
is
no.
not going to let that. It's been
I'm so
20,
excited.
22
We're
years
gonna-
and counting.
Just sprinkle that in all day, guys.
HISD has reported the number of student disciplinary incidents in the last year has declined by more than 20%, which is great news. However, the number of possessions of firearm incidents has increased by 133%. The district reported 18 people had been found to be in possession of a firearm in the last year, compared to just 42 the year before. So HISD has begun introducing metal detectors at its high school campuses. That started back in January, after experiencing an uptick in confiscated weapons at its campuses since the beginning of the current school year. Now, the number of students who were expelled district-wide within a year has increased from 34 to 37, which is a 9% increase. And HIV and other sexually transmitted diseases are on the rise in Harris County right now. They say chlamydia is the most common STI in the U.S. Zip codes in South and Northeast Houston were among the areas with the highest infection rates, according to this new report
Well, you're
released.
just all cheery today with this news.
Yeah, Ryan. Wow, so
This is
exciting. It's great
scary
times.
stuff.
It's really need to know
You know,
that.
you can go to
Especially when
Legacy.
you mess up and you actually say HISD
HISD?
first.
No, HIV, yeah.
You can
No.
go to Legacy Community Health for any of those issues. Unfortunately, there have been some cutbacks with this new year, so that's possibly why things
I
are
think
going up.
The message is just use protection for please. I mean, for God's sake.
Please, if you are an active adult, just wrap it up. Or there's also PrEP to avoid HIV.
Why are we doing this
getting
news?
worse. This is getting
All right,
worse.
let's get
Can
on
I get
to
this 2 minutes back in my life? we don't need
Well,
it.
we're going into roses. It's people, putting
Any
it in
news
place.
on the
Oh, yeah.
Rockets we need to know to
Yeah,
cleanse the
anything-
palate? What
keep a
time is that
boardwalk or
first
doing
game?
something.
Yeah.
What time's the first game with the Rockets on Easter
That's
Sunday?
Sunday at 8:30 p.m. The Rockets game.
On what channel?
Hey, Mom, what's that?
ABC?
What were you just talking
When-
about?
I don't even know where the playoffs are airing. NBC?
Well, for Rose, at least they know that. Whatever.
Anybody know what channel, Ryan? Rockets?
I don't know which channel the Rockets game.
are at
The
The Radio
Radio
City
City
Music Hall.
That's
Should have
the
known
Rockefeller
that
Center.
one. Should have known that one,
I
Eric.
learned that one yesterday.
Anyway. Speaking of awkward, okay, Roses is coming up next. I guess that's tied into the story if you're not being safe. Because your mate's cheating on you. You didn't think you needed to be anymore because you're in a committed relationship until you weren't. So if you have a feeling that your mate is stepping out on you, lying to you by omission or otherwise, you reach out to us and we will find out for you if your mate has somebody else on their mind. It's called Roses.